Hello everyone, it is me Bailey from Anime Tears, and today I am here to talk about my top 10 favorite animes. Today I will be focusing on the animation, the storyline, and yes, that is what I will be deciding my decisions on. Okay, here we go. Number 1, Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. Naruto is my favorite anime by far, for the main fact of its storyline. The animation, to begin with, is not entirely the best, but the storyline is my favorite on this list. The shonen moments are the best on this list, in my opinion, too. That is the reason this anime is in first. Number 2, Soul Eater. Soul Eater, is one of my favorite animations. It's my opinion, right? So my favorite, I love how the moon has blood coming out of his teeth. The sun's always smiling in the sky. That is really, that animation. It makes me happy. It gets me all fuzzy inside. You know. The storyline is also one of the best storylines on this list. There was much that could have been improved in this storyline, and it could have been made longer than 13 episodes in these 4 seasons that it had. But still, it is one of my favorite animes. That is why it is put at number 2. Number 3, Death Note. Death Note is the only animation on this list that I like better than Soul Eater. The animation on this is brilliant. I just love it so much. Like not let alone having the best storyline on this entire list in my opinion, but the animation is also topped off here as one of my favorite animations. You guys might be surprised on saying, "Oh, if you like the animation the best on this list and the storyline best on this list, how comes it's not on your first favorite?" Well, that's very simple. It's because it was so short. Naruto, the reason it's in first is because it was so long and because it was just the first anime I've ever watched. But Death Note, this is the reason Death Note is number 3. Project K. Project K is my fourth favorite anime, having the third best animation on this list in my opinion, and the theme song is amazing. My favorite theme song in this entire thing, when basically the shonen moments happen, even though it's not a shonen, it's a seinen or something. When the shonen or seinen moments would happen, this music would come on, and it is by far my favorite music. The storyline was pretty weak in this, but it was still amazing. I watched it in English dubbed and Japanese English subbed, whatever it's called. And so, yeah, it is by far one of my favorite animations and animes. Number 5, SAO. This animation does not really fall into a category of having the greatest animation, but it is still, the storyline is amazing. I love how they're trapped in a game, they can't get out. If you die in this game, you're dead in real life. Holy crap, how intense is that? The battles, Kirito's battles, Asuna's battles, all of them, the way they go through this in SAO1 through the SAO place, and then SAO2 when they're in Gun Gale Online, and then the second part of SAO2. It's all just so amazing. This storyline is really, really one of the. This is one of those animes that I could watch again and again. This is why this anime is on my list. Number 6 would have to be Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul. At first, I was not very attracted to this anime. I just thought it was a typical murder Japanese anime investigation. But then when I saw the animation to it, it was pretty special and unique in its own way. The way Kaneki starts from a weakling also in the storyline and goes all the way up till the end of season 2 of Tokyo Ghoul when he has the white hair. Yes, the animation is, I'd give it, not the best on this list whatsoever, but the storyline is pretty good, but this only made it to number 6. Number 7, Akame ga Kill, or Akame Gai Kill, sorry. This anime is on my list mainly not because of how long it is, because if it was any shorter, this anime would not make it on my list at all. The things I didn't like about this anime were how everyone died and how it was so different from the manga. That is one thing I couldn't handle about this anime. But let alone it still made it in the 7th place. Dead Man Wonderland is in 8th place on my list because this is the most vulgar anime on the entire list. Starting with the F words to nudity, everything's on this, to inappropriate comments and stuff like that. But the animation it's not very good. It's not the best I've ever seen, but it's also not the worst on this list. This animation it's an okay. It's the storyline I was attached to. A guy he named Ganta. He doesn't remember anything about these murders that apparently he did, which he did. And yeah, he is just trying to find his way out of this place for, well, people to come and die here. Number 9 would have to be One Piece. One Piece, don't even get me started on the animation. The animation is one of the worst animations I've ever seen in an anime. That is definitely not the reason it's on this list. The reason that it's on this list is the storyline. This, besides Death Note, I think, has the best storyline out of all of the animes on this list. For the fact that it's still going, and the shonen moments are amazing, just like in Naruto. And yes, it is just an on-point anime besides the animation. Toei, you have to just pick up the pace and put more money into shit. Number 10. Heaven's Lost Property. Heaven's Lost Property is one of the newer animes I've watched on this list. I believe it is the newest, but let alone, I've only been watching it for about a month and a half, maybe less. I'm not even done the first season yet, and it is still on this list. It's not on this list for the animation, just like One Piece, but it is on the list for the reason of the storyline. The storyline is funny. You know when you hear a comment through a serious mood, and all of a sudden the comment's hilarious, and you just get a great laugh out of it? That is the reason I'm attracted to this anime. Here are a few that almost made it on the list, but didn't yet, for reasons that they just got booted out or kicked out. Number 11, Parasite. Parasite didn't make it on this list because I found the storyline was too... They didn't even finish the manga. It wasn't even based off the manga. It was just... This anime, it was just kind of there. It started off great, but then it just kind of got overwhelming in my opinion. Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist is one of my favorite animes, but still, I have not watched enough of it to actually grasp the concept of this anime. That's why it is not in my top 10. Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail used to be on this list, and it was an amazing anime, but it got moved out too, for the main fact that I just stopped watching and lost interest in it, because they copied too much stuff. Of course, I love everything about Fairy Tail, but like when you see Minato and Shikamaru and Shikamaru's shadow possession jutsu, like you know it's time to stop watching this anime. And the last one that almost made it on was Hitsuchi no Chaika, the Coffin Princess. This anime was in my top 5 for about 2 years, until recently, which I stopped watching it and lost interest in it completely. So the animation to that was pretty good, and the storyline was pretty good, but it kind of just got moved out of the way. Anyway, everyone, that was my top 10 favorite animes. And if you like this, then like. If you want to hear more, then stay tuned in this channel. If you want to subscribe, then subscribe. And if you want to leave a comment, then go down there and leave a comment. Anything you guys say down there will help me. And thank you all for watching this video. This is the longest video on the channel so far. So, yeah. Thank you all, and I will see you all later. Peace off, guys. Bye.